Okay, so in our last episode, we had a little bit of a snafu in which I watched one movie and Mike watched the other movie, and Dean couldn't make it. Yes. So we had a little just discussion
I
about
had a crazy day. Sorry.
about no problem about these things, and when we were talking about rescheduling, I said, let's actually just do Lethal Weapon because number one, I watched it. Number two, it's like 100 times better movie than Rocky IV. But just for parody, I watched Rocky IV.
Yeah.
Just finished it like 10 minutes ago. Haven't seen it since the 80s probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I feel like that's like the most iconic one, honestly.
It's so awful. Oh my God.
I didn't hate it.
It's the worst fucking movie that we have watched on this, except for maybe Batman Returns. Except that it is worse than Batman Returns, because it obviously there was a lot of thought that went into Batman Returns, although it wasn't all good.
Yeah.
Thought I think a lot of you
Turn
can't.
this down a little bit.
Yeah, I can't figure out how.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some reason it's coming in hot. Try all of those. I'm not plugged into any of them. It should be the one on the far right, but it's not making any difference. I had to take this thing home. I'm working on a project where I've been recording phone calls because I don't want to have to take notes.
Oh, smart. I can go the mic route. I can put it over my.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, I'm just in one ear at the moment too.
This ear's not working. This one's just like
super loud.
Oh, there we go. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I look cool.
Yeah, the hoodie's muffled a little bit.
You look like you're on the sidelines.
Yeah,
you're about to call in a play.
Sound suppression.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Minus the prostitutes.
Nope. And the 23-year-old girlfriend. Now you're gonna go coach in college. He's a freak.
He's got shoes older than that, but
God.
that's an issue altogether.
All right, sorry.
No worries. What was I saying? Rocky IV.
The awfulness of it.
Yeah. Oops. All training montages.
Yep, love it.
A film fueled by cocaine.
It's a giant. It's a giant trailer.
It's a giant trailer for another bad movie.
For a war with Russia.
For a war with Russia.
That is the Drago one.
No, yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so
why do you think it's more iconic than the other ones?
Just because of
the
Russia
Drago.
thing. Yes,
I must break you.
Just the jingoism of it. It's just like super jingoed out.
I think the training montages are dope though.
Yeah, when he's got like he's doing like actual like clean and jerks and shit.
And
he's
being chased by like a 1975 Mercedes in the snow, and he's just high stepping through the snow on top of a mountain, screaming Drago to himself.
I think that the Drago scream at the top of the mountain is a direct ripoff of Star Trek II, when Kirk is inside the asteroid and he's yelling Khan, Khan. Except that's an echo. And Rocky just keeps yelling Drago, 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 Drago.
Yeah.
I don't understand anything about that. There's a fucking robot in this movie.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. He has a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple Lambos and a robot.
Him and Kai Samant.
Yeah.
For Kai stole the idea.
He gives the robot to Paulie, the worst, the weakling character of the entire series. He was so much better after he died.
He's just a dirtbag.
Yeah, he's absolutely just a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit every time we've seen him. I don't remember Rocky V, but it is actually the most reviled of them, I think.
That's the kid, like the protege.
Yeah.
Forgot his name.
Yeah. And then Rocky VI, Rocky Balboa is a decent kind of indie-ish movie. And then we get into Creed.
Yeah.
Creed 1, which is great. Creed 2, which is Rocky 2. And Creed 3, which is an anime. So anyway, that's my whole feeling about how just
Rocky IV.
Yes, I think we've saved
lack
everyone.
of Christmas though. Lack of Christmas.
Christmas.
It's just the snow.
I'm not sure how it got into the
Creed's fight is on Christmas Day.
Oh,
Creed died on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's what it was.
I actually think that one's a better fit for our category. Lethal Weapon's too much Christmas. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, but it isn't.
No, it is. It's a beautiful Christmas movie. Right next to fucking Santa Claus is Lethal Weapon.
I feel like it's just as Christmas as... Maybe it's a touch less Christmas than Die Hard. Die Hard's very Christmas.
Die Hard is very Christmas. Well,
really? No, I think it's more.
It is more, for sure.
I think Lethal Weapon's the most Christmassy movie we've watched.
It may be.
I felt very festive.
Do you think Die Hard stole like the no shoes fighting from Lethal Weapon? Because remember at one point He was like shoeless, kicking ass.
Dude, it really made me love
Gibson?
Gibson.
Oh,
I love him, dude.
Dude, he's nuts.
I love him.
This is basically the same movie as Die Hard in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think it's better.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
better.
no, it's
better.
It's better.
Like
for sure.
I was actually very pleasantly surprised with Lethal Weapon. Again, I just don't like old movies. I'm just biased. And I don't like how they're shot. They always just automatically scream old. And even
This one was
Die Hard
dated.
did a little bit. Die Hard, I was like, man, this just feels so old. Where Lethal Weapon didn't. Like the pace was good. There was just
score?
enough like silly. Yeah, the music's obviously dated, but it like fit. It was still good.
Yeah.
The music in Rocky 4. Oh my god,
Yeah,
so
it's
bad.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
anyway,
very.
go on.
I think we could have thrown Woody Harrelson into Mel Gibson's role.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could.
Yeah.
Right?
But Mel
Like-
did such a
No,
good job.
Mel kills it. Mel kills
Yeah.
it. And I'm telling you, it made me a fan of Mel Gibson. By all means, it made me a fan of him. But I feel like the quirkiness could have been like a Woody Harrelson role.
Yeah, you could see him. You could see him playing that same character.
Right? Living in a fucking truck and shit.
He's just not as fit and badass as Mel.
No, Mel looks like an ass whooper.
Yeah, he was badass.
Yeah.
But he's just sprinting everywhere like what's his name?
Liver King.
Yeah. Like
It's like the 80s Liver King.
dude, that was the most insane fucking mullet I've ever seen in my life.
I know, it made me want to get the poof. What I don't even know what the front's called. It's like
Yeah.
a pompadour meets a mullet.
Dude, it was amazing is what it was.
No, he really was really good.
Also, I like how they were the cops were talking about how like, oh no, it's a new era. You know, the guys have emotions now. Remember that part?
Yeah.
In the precinct.
It's because he's suicidal.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, be careful now.
Yeah, that's why. Because then they automatically feeds the suicidal new partner.
Yeah.
No, that like the acting was pretty good. There's just enough.
What's the
humor.
guy's name? The black guy.
Angels in the Outfield.
God, what the hell's his name?
Danny Glover.
Yeah,
Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Danny Glover's
The Gambino.
just great.
Yeah, the Gambino himself.
The crazy thing is he was playing 50 when he was 40.
Well, Gibson.
Hairline, right? His
Gibson.
hairline kind of screams.
I looked that up last night. Gibson was 30 playing 38.
Yeah.
He did
that
not
movie?
look fucking 30.
No.
He looked 38.
Yeah.
I don't even know about that.
I looked
I mean,
it up,
times
bro. He said
I
he was
know,
30.
but I'm just saying times have changed. I don't know if he even looked 38. I think he looked like 45.
No, probably, yeah.
I can tell you who looked young is Gary Busey. He looked
Gary
very
Busey.
I didn't
young.
even know.
Yeah.
I've seen Gary. I learned who Gary Busey was in the like celebrity rehab shows, you know, like
Right.
the early 2Ks. And I was like, what celebrity is this guy? You know, and he was quirky on that show. Like he's pretty funny. He's hanging out with Dennis Rodman in rehab, you know, and they're funny. But then like this is probably the first thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah.
No, you've seen Black Sheep.
Oh yeah.
Remember, he was the crazy vet
Yeah, true,
in
true,
Black
true.
Sheep.
I don't
that was
remember
my
that, though.
that was my introduction to Gary Busey. Was the
Yeah.
Chris Farley movie with
Honestly, he's probably the worst
David
actor in this
Spade.
whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. I think that my introduction to him was Buddy Holly story. He played Buddy Holly in Buddy Holly story. He was good in that.
wasn't he in Point Break too?
He was totally in Point Break.
I don't
yeah.
think I've seen it.
He was Keanu's partner. He had
Yeah.
a small role,
Yeah.
It just like when
but he was kind of in a lot of shit.
no, I think
he
he was really
a ton
popular.
of stuff. Yeah.
But when Mel Gibson's like tied up at the end,
Oh yeah,
just like Busey took me out of the movie. That was the first time I was like, "What is this guy doing?" It just felt like a normal dude was just reading a script.
yeah.
And I was just like, "What the fuck is he talking about in there?" You know?
yeah.
The fight scene at the end of the movie is better than the fight scene in the end of Rocky 4.
Dude,
It's good and bad. It's really
he killed
good and
two
bad.
of our guys. He killed two of our guys. Let him have him.
Yeah,
this
I
is his
mean-
arrest.
I think it's worse in the sense that like even and again, I'm no trained fighter, but like,
Yeah.
my great uncle was a pro boxer. I've watched a lot of fights in my life. They like just even him throwing a punch was just so bad though.
Dude,
Like
the
he
whole
just looked
thing.
really the whole movie looked pretty cool. You know, he's like kind of a cool cop, and then at the end he just looks like very uncoordinated athletically. Both of them in the fight, and then you're just sitting there like, all right, there's 1,000 cops all with guns, and this psycho just wants to fight this other special ops guy. Like they're all just
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, like why are we just arresting him?
Dude, after he just shot two cops, cold blood in the
Yeah,
head.
you're just gonna let the Fight Club pursue.
Yeah.
The
Well, what I love about this movie is that it's so unapologetically like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous,
Yeah.
but this is entertainment.
it was
And I
it-
guess that's how all these movies were back then, though. It's just like,
Yeah.
now everything's trying to be too real. It's like, oh, I'm not trying to watch a movie for it to feel real. I want this shit to be fucking entertaining, like this kind of movie.
It was very entertaining.
It's not a drama, right? It's an action movie. Action movies should be fucking absurd.
Yeah, it was totally absurd.
What year is this? Like early 80s?
87.
87.
When it came out?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a year before Die Hard,
Yeah.
right?
So I wonder if this is like the first real era of action, right? Like 70s movies weren't really like going nuts like this, like explosions and
No, I
fucking
don't think
peeling
so.
out cars and like.
Not really. I mean, there was like shoot 'em up action. Yeah, like no.
Blood, guts.
I think this
kind
was
of tough guy.
Yeah,
Had to be, right?
yeah. I can't
That's what I'm
think
wondering.
of-
I was telling Sabas on the car here, like, I feel like this was the birth of the buddy cop movie,
In a lot of ways, for sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like, because
yeah.
there is funny parts, and a lot of the scenes, like, are Bad Boys.
Oh, they totally steal from these movies. These movies
Yeah.
pave the way for those.
No, but
100%.
this feels like direct, where one dude's a family guy,
Yeah.
the other dude's like a bachelor crazy guy. He's
Yeah.
doing the crazy things in the fight, and he's a little nutty. The daughter of the other dude's gawking over him. Like, that all happened with Will Smith. And I'm a Bad Boys fan. Like, I like the Bad Boys series.
Well, you know when they pitched fucking Bad Boys, they're like, okay, it's Lethal Weapon, but with
yeah, with
Yeah.
comedy
You know,
and a
but
Porsche.
this time, both the cops are black. So,
Yeah, yeah.
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 The only thing I would change in this movie, not the only, but the biggest thing I would change right off the rip is all the cars. Like, there's nothing cool.
Oh, the no cool cars.
When-
well, there wasn't
they-
really many cool cars in the '80s besides like the sports cars.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
why aren't you driving like they should drive like a Mustang 5.0.
Yeah.
Like the first scene, I think when they're first getting in the car, they talk about like who's driving or something, you know, and then like Mel Gibson hops in the passenger seat and then they pull away kind of fast and it's like a regular ass Lincoln sedan.
Yeah.
Like if they ripped off in like a Mustang 5.0 and then even on the car chases and stuff, they're all just driving like Lincolns and Buicks.
Yeah.
Like that alone would have just made the movie 1,000 times cooler. Like every movie in that era like has cool shit, right? Like Training Day, like we talked about the whatever.
Monte Carlo.
Yeah, I don't know still how it's not a Grand National. Why is Kendrick in a Grand National?
I don't know.
I thought, you know what I mean? Kendrick's whole new album is about a Grand National. The whole album art is about a Grand National because maybe he's
Those were popular also, though.
yeah, but maybe him and I are living in the Mandela effect, and both me and Kendrick think that Training Day has a Grand National.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's we looked it up, right? It
Yeah,
is the-
no,
it was
you're
the
right.
Monte Carlo,
Yeah, you
right?
were right.
Yeah.
I was wrong. You were 100% right.
I don't remember, yeah.
But like the whole like theme of that is like West Coast Training Day style music of the album,
Yeah.
and so I could have sworn
It's a Mandela effect. I think we were just our timelines.
Me and
like, I was
Kendrick.
on this timeline and you were on this one.
yeah, me and Kendrick are in a
and then
multiverse
we saw Training Day and then it came back together.
with the new GNX album. But that's the one thing I think any cool car, even they could have grabbed like a '78 Firebird. Like the era's still in there. Like
Yeah.
in the car chases, you could see cool cars in the background.
Yeah,
There's like a
just-
'65 Mustang just driving normal.
They're just not driving them. I think that maybe budget was kind of an issue, but I don't know.
Well, you got like homeboy Mel Gibson. He doesn't have anything. He lives in
No.
a fucking trailer.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be driving like a sports car.
But even his truck would have been cooler.
Yeah, his truck
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
It would have been way cooler than the Buick.
I love they're just like drinking and driving.
No, they don't give a shit. Ripping
He's-
cigs everywhere.
There's like this weird sexual undertone with Mel Gibson and the guy's like high school daughter.
No, the whole movie
That was like,
is
what
the one
is that?
flag. The whole movie sexualizes his poor daughter.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
for
like
sure.
in high school,
The
clearly.
the bad guys are talking about her.
Yeah, they're threatening to rape her.
Yeah,
and,
talking about how cute she is. That all got a little weird.
and the uncomfortableness of her like eyeing up Mel Gibson, who's 30.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, it was.
She's
That part was a
16,
little weird.
17. Yeah.
yeah, they don't say at least, right?
Yeah.
because like I graduated high school at 18. We'll just leave it at that to feel
Yeah,
safe.
that's fair.
To feel
that's
safe.
fair.
She was a senior.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So back to the fight scenes for a second. You want to guess who choreographed those fight scenes?
Homeboy with the long hair, Seagal.
No.
Damn
I'm
it.
gonna say Bruce Lee.
No, they're bad. They would have been good.
Jean-Claude
if it was
Van
Bruce
Damme.
Lee.
Royce Gracie.
No way.
Is that why there was so
Way.
much jujitsu?
Well, and they mentioned jujitsu.
Because it's a combination of capoeira,
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, and then a style of fighting that they teach prison guards to subdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cop stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They
I mean, Mel was a beast at jujitsu. He looked like he had been fucking putting in the work.
Yeah,
he
no, he
he
looks-
was good doing it.
I was even surprised they said the word jujitsu in 1987.
I was too, and I read the trivia while I was watching the movie, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, because it makes sense that Gracie did it. Because jiu-jitsu, like even now, right, is just getting popular. Like jiu-jitsu was like invented in the 80s.
Yeah,
Well, put it on that map was UFC 1, right? Like the first UFC, and no one knew or gave a shit about jiu-jitsu until then.
And in Pride, the Gracie brothers beat the living fuck out of everyone, and they're like, "Oh, these guys have like a superpower." Let me see. When was BJ?
Yeah, that was cool though, watching him like do those like arm bars and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess Carlos Gracie, they kind of give it to like 1925.
Oh, jeez.
But like, that's like the great-great-grandpa. Like, it wasn't popular, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I don't think
it was
they
pretty
were,
niche.
Yeah, I don't think they were whooping ass like that. Yeah, developed in 1925, so it wasn't even like established.
This movie does remind me of Die Hard. It also reminds me of Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, same era, right?
Yeah, very similar kind of bad guys to fight, like conspiracy, underworld, mafia-ish.
I don't think I've seen all Beverly Hills Cop either. Similar era, but it has a little more humor to it, I assume.
It's very funny.
Just because it's Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you a
Because
single line from that movie.
maybe like all the movies came from those two had a baby, right?
When did that even come out? Would that come
had
out
to be
before?
the same. Same. I bet you 83 to 88.
Then you had like the Clint Eastwood like buddy. What are those called? What were the Clint Eastwood cop movies? Those were like earlier, right? 70s, late 70s.
Yeah. See, I've never even seen that era of shit.
What was that like?
Beverly Hills Cop was 84. So
Yeah.
before this, Beverly Hills Cop 2 was the same year.
That,
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
So Beverly Hills Cop maybe might have even like kinda,
won it. That cop car, the car on the front of Beverly Hills Cop was my first car ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fire.
What were those Clint Eastwood cop movies? Remember those? There was a bunch of them.
I've never seen
He
none
carried,
of
like,
them.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry. I feel like those were like the first badass cop movies.
Yeah, he was a loner though. I don't think he.
No,
had
he was a solo guy.
Yeah, I don't think he had a
Lone
partner.
wolf.
Yeah.
There's a Lethal Weapon too, right?
Lethal
There's
Weapon
4.
2. Yeah, there are 4. Lethal Weapon 2 is by most critics regarded to be the best of them. It's
Really?
better
This one
than-
was-
Because one's pretty good.
Yeah, 1 is good and 2 improves on it in a lot of ways. They went through a shit ton of versions of the script of this, and they weren't really locked. And so, again, what you're seeing some of the time is ad libs.
What did the suicide
character.
of that girl add to the story at all?
Well, her tits were in it. That's
That was
the
that was,
opening scene went crazy.
we went
did.
From, we went from her
There was
tits
dead
to his
tits.
ass.
Yeah, quickly.
Then we got
He had a great little tush.
we went from
Quickly.
we went from
We
alive
just lost
alive
Seabass.
tits.
No, first scene
To
is
dead
first
tits.
scene is just ripping coke in a room.
yeah, tits
I was
out.
like, man, if this ain't an 80s movie, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, see, so this movie clearly also fueled by cocaine, but in a good way because it's a good movie.
So I think her dying or killing herself, led the story that she actually didn't kill herself, right?
That she
I
was
just don't really
killed.
see what it added to the story. And then it kept saying, "Oh, she was going to die anyways."
I think it was the part of the they were trying to like up the mystery part of this whole story, which they also shattered quite quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even remember at this point, and I watched it last week.
It was it's his homie who has that company's daughter, right? His
Yeah.
old vet
Oh,
homie.
yeah, right.
And the girl, from in the beginning, you think, oh, she just OD or did a bunch of drugs and killed herself.
Mm-hmm.
But then the autopsy showed that one of these motherfuckers tainted her drugs and was in there with her, and she was gonna die. And then maybe kind of just alludes to, oh, the drugs made her do it in a way, but she was gonna die either way. So it wasn't suicide per se.
Or maybe that was like what prompted Homeboy to like call personally to tell him.
Yeah, to
and then
talk
they
to his
meet
old
up,
veteran
and then
friend.
they meet up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
prompted the cop to go talk to his old vet friend who saved his life in the war.
You owe me.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's
Some of that information they just gave out so fast, I feel like. Because like these two cop partners just met each other, and I thought he was going to make it more mysterious, but he's like, what does he mean by he owes you? He's like, he took a knife to the jugular for me in war. And I'm like, man, that's like a pretty personal story
Okay.
you're just ripping
you.
out right now.
Thanks for that. Yeah. The thing that's not as obvious unless you're really paying attention is that they and it was probably, well, I know it was in earlier versions of the script, that they were both Vietnam veterans and they were both dealing with like PTSD, whatever, you
This
know.
whole movie was like a suicide awareness.
It kind of
It
is.
was, yeah.
Kinda is.
PTSD, like
Yeah, they don't really mention
vets.
his special ops shit till like the end, though.
Yeah,
When the
and
little kid points out his tat.
I think
I'm
there's,
like, you'd bring that up, right? Like, this dude's the baddest motherfucker in the cops.
Yes.
In the station.
yeah, his connection to the bad guy. They did the same job in Vietnam. Yeah.
I followed some of those Shadow Company pussies back in where he say.
And the super shitty tattoo that looks like it's 50 years old, but it's probably only 5 years old.
Remember the part where the fucking building explodes?
Yeah.
And Glover's trying to put him out, and then Mel Gibson goes, "What are you, a fag?"
Yeah, he's slapping his butt because his
What are you, some
jacket's
kind
on
of fag?
fire.
I'm like, what? It's like, dude's trying to put you out. He's like, says
Nobody
it-
laid on him too. It's actually really sweet. It explodes, and Danny Glover like rolls on him to protect him, kind of at the far away, and then he gets up.
And then he just,
yeah,
like-
what are you, a fag?
he just drops that and then just takes off.
Yeah, and he literally tried to save his life in a building explosion. That's like the bonding moment of the movie, you know?
What? I guess you're right.
That's supposed to be
But
like,
you-
oh, he accepts him as
they're
a partner.
friends now.
Yeah, he's patting him out in his ass to get rid of the fire. It is pretty good. It was very 80s.
Dude, that movie was like, it had that. It had a little bit of racism in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the black kids to the there's two black cops and one white cop, and the black kid said, "My mom said you guys just shoot black people."
Yes. Like wow.
He's like, "How old are you?"
Okay.
Like, "We're 6." So like, "Oh shit."
Dude, and then the guy walks up with the fucking the car cables. He's like, "Who's this chin?" I'm like,
No, there's a bunch of really good ones. He walks up, dude. He rizzes up. He rizzes up an Asian prostitute on the side of the street by walking up and said, "What is this Irish lady doing out here?" That's such a good joke. That's such a good joke. That's the most typical old white man joke. I always like think of that joke when I answer the phone or something, and someone has an accent, you know, and they like say they have an Australian accent. You're like, "What are you from Texas?" You know, just like the dumbest joke ever. He said, "What is this Irish lady doing out here?" It's a fucking Japanese girl. So stupid, so dumb. But then the screen doesn't like really want to show her. The
it
shot
barely shows you. It kind of reveals her for like a
I
second.
think they
and
don't
you're like,
want
"Oh,
to show that
Asian."
she's hella Asian. Yeah, they just show like the back of her head, kind of, but you know she's
You
not
get a,
Irish.
You get a side profile
Yeah.
for a split second because I remember that
Yeah.
vaguely. I watched it last night.
And she's dressed
Oh, man.
so nice. Like, there's no way you'd think she's a prostitute unless he makes a joke also, like, "Oh, she does your job" or something. I'm like, Jesus.
There was some parts.
That's the
man.
sweet Irish girl going out here. That's the best line. I
that
forgot
shit
about
was
that.
so funny.
Yeah, it's such a
That-
good line.
Yeah,
was
that
so
was
funny.
amazing. That was amazing. Going back to the opening scene with the
Great
very-
tits, by the way.
Yeah,
Great tits on her.
great
Back
naturals.
to the
Yeah,
tits.
Great naturals.
tits. Yeah.
Some natties.
Great
Yeah, you
naturals.
smash her in the back of a Buick and she still looks good.
Yeah. The slow mo, everything's just
Yeah.
kind of
Not a hair out of place.
Yeah, she looked great down there.
But
She was smiling still.
Just sexy as hell, half dead.
she's up there on like standing on the balcony railing, holding herself up by the
Yeah.
by the roof
Yeah.
for some reason.
It was like remind me of whatchamacallit? Inception, when Homeboy's like wife dies in the dream.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
She's like hot too and half naked and doing drugs and jumping off a balcony.
So the shocking thing is that actress did the fall.
Oh.
And the fall was onto a giant, one of those blow up
From that fucking high?
from that fucking high. Yes. And they
Jesus.
painted it to look like the parking lot. So when you're looking down on it, it looks like she's falling onto the parking lot. And then they cut at the last second to see the.
So she's like a stunt woman?
I'd do it.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she is now. I don't think she was before.
I mean, it was probably.
That was like 30 stories.
oh, I was
it
gonna
was-
say like 3.
Was it?
I don't think it was crazy.
It was.
She
I
was
don't
at
know
the
how
top.
high
She
it
was at the
was.
top, like penthouse.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I
I thought
the
it wasn't
fall
that
was
crazy.
like forever.
Yeah, well, I mean that's
It was a long
cinematic magic.
fall.
It could have been. It was not a short fall.
Yeah, I thought maybe like 3. I thought she was in like one of those luxe hotels that are maybe like 5 stories tall, but maybe
Maybe.
I'm forgetting too.
Could be.
I got to see if I can find that
Yeah,
particular
screenshot.
note on that.
And then he got Danny Glover just watching porn in his house for research.
Yeah, yeah. They played some funny music there too. I forgot what, but there was like a cue. I was like, "What the fuck?"
He just falls asleep to the porn. It's like they're spraying each other with water.
Very next year, Danny Glover's in a Disney movie, Angels in the Outfield.
No shit.
Oh,
so
dude.
I can't find it at the
Was
moment.
Glover the dude then? We talked about this in the past with like the Samuel L. Jackson
had a
Fishburne
lot.
thing, where I didn't know that like at the time Samuel was kind of like a backup to Fishburne. Where did Danny fit in this? Because I mean, truth is there wasn't that many black actors, right? Like on this scale.
There's like the same 5 guys in every movie.
Well, it feels like those
Samuel,
three, right? Yeah, Samuel, Fishburne, and Glover had to be like the black,
Eddie.
like dads. But Eddie's like comedy.
Yeah, he was more comedy.
And younger. Like Eddie in Beverly Hills Cop probably 25 or something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, if that.
Young.
Where they were like the dads, right?
He got this role because of The Color Purple.
Winslow.
Oh, Color Purple. Yeah, Winslow. That was a little later even though, maybe.
Well, he was in
90s?
Die Hard.
Oh, true. I guess there was a similar era.
But pretty much any actor that you could think of, any white actor you can think of, was up for the Mel Gibson role, and every one of them turned it down for whatever reason.
Mel crushed it. The only guy that popped in my head because he was kind of quirky was like a Woody.
No, its stunt was super impressive. Was that helicopter like fucking with the car?
Yeah, slapping
Oh,
the
Because that
sunroof.
was for sure real.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
crazy.
That was a crazy stunt.
Yeah. All that driving kind of in the desert looked really good.
Yeah.
Because it was real, probably. It was
Yeah,
good.
when his daughter is trying to escape, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's in like, again, a boring-ass Lincoln getting her...
They're like landing on the top of it, like bouncing
just drive
the
like
legs on
something
it.
cool, man. Like those mobsters could have drove like a Rolls Royce or something.
They were driving a white limousine.
Yeah, it was like a
Whatever
white
it was.
Lincoln limousine. Rocky and this both made me think of like how cool limousines were for about 20 years.
Dude, limousines were so cool. And then you get older and you're like, oh, those are dumb as
What-
shit.
And everyone rich now doesn't drive a limousine.
No, it's a
No.
Sprinter van now.
It's
all
a Sprinter
balled
van
out.
or an Escalade, or you're driving like a Porsche. Like you want to drive a cool car. Like being in the back of a Lincoln Buick with an extra door.
It's kind of a pain in the ass.
It's not cool.
Yeah,
It's just not cool.
like car service in New York City. It's not the way you're going to see like a big Lincoln or
Yeah.
or you
Or
know.
Vegas, like, because it's just silly. You know, they'll have the Hummer ones, or even we went. Two of my best friends' birthdays are like the all in the same month as me. So all of our families went to Vegas for our 21st, which was really cool. Like fucking 15 of us. And my dad loved Vegas, so he's setting everything up. And the other parents, they liked Vegas, but they not like my dad. And so like we all land, and my dad has a limo waiting for us with the name. You know, like all the corny shit, and that's cool. You know, but like you don't see that anymore.
I think that limousines jumped the shark when they started stretching regular cars into limousines.
Yeah, the Hummer
Yeah.
though, I like the
The
Hummer.
Hummer was like the last one.
yeah.
The
I think
Escalade Hummer, and that was it.
me and Bart went on a road trip to like the Grand Canyon from LA a couple years ago. And we stopped in Vegas on the way home, just grabbed like a buffet and dick around, and we're walking around, and we couldn't find a fucking taxi, so we just like hopped in this Hummer limousine, like get us to the fucking hotel, dude. It's like similar price, like fuck it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it's so silly.
Dude, yeah. And then they just off that dude. I'm just thinking of like scenes that were just random. They just off that dude at his daughter's funeral. Was that the daughter's funeral where they shoot him through the glass on the helicopter just popping up out of nowhere?
Yeah,
What was that?
I can't remember.
Remember the vet, army vet guy?
Oh yeah. The
They're like
Spec Ops.
talking in his like study, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then he gets capped.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Busey just like all of a sudden this helicopter that all of a sudden was making no sound and no one knew it was there just
Yeah,
rises
suddenly
from the
there, yeah.
horizon.
it's in whisper mode.
Yes.
What was the? Oh my God! What was the name of that show? I mean, a movie. Blue Thunder. I want to say something like that. There was a L.A. based movie with I think Roy Scheider with a helicopter that had whisper mode, like it didn't make.
I didn't make any
It
sound.
didn't make sound. Yeah,
Like a Black Hawk.
like the
like New Jersey.
Well,
Well, well.
I was gonna say like the Russian submarine in Hunt for Red October.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
I saw that movie way too young.
Yeah, I
Like,
think we all did.
Right? Because it probably came out, we were in like 7th grade.
Yeah.
And I just didn't understand what the fuck was going on.
Yeah,
And so
Sean
it felt
Connery.
boring, but
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's
when I was
got
a kid, you know, you
Yeah.
can't like
Tom-
comprehend.
Tom Cruise, right?
no.
He was in a submarine movie though.
Maybe.
It wasn't Red October, but I know it's Sean Connery.
Yeah.
It's Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin.
That's like the
Alec
90s,
Baldwin.
right?
I feel like Tom
Yeah, I
Cruise was
believe
in a
so, yeah.
submarine movie too. Anyways,
Tom Cruise is always in a submarine
He's
movie,
in- yeah.
whether or not there's a submarine movie.
I
in it.
am the submarine.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
When did the first Mission Impossible come out? Early 90s? Probably not that much different
Or
than this,
it
right?
has to be probably 98, 99.
I was thinking even earlier, maybe.
97.
Yeah, I was thinking like 94, 96. I've still
That's
never.
the one with the fucking red lasers.
I was gonna say I've never seen it either. I just know all the memes.
96.
So that's not that far off from this, really.
No,
not that. 9 years.
Yeah.
Not that far. That's not really that long in movie years. Sometimes.
No, that's 9 movies, right?
What I kept expecting to see that was not in this movie, and I guess is in Lethal Weapon 2, is there's a, fucking Murtaugh's family gets screwed from, left to right and up and down through the course of these films, and they blow his house up in the second one. Spoiler alert. And they have to get together in the bathtub so that they survive, because it's the trigger's on the toilet, and Danny Glover is sitting on the toilet, and they have to get him off the toilet, but
not explode.
Not explode him, so they end up in the bathtub together.
Jesus.
I assume it's not a Christmas movie.
I don't think it's a Christmas movie.
This one was definitely heavy. We were kind of go back to what you said. This one was heavy Christmas.
Yeah.
A lot of Christmas, yes.
I mean, the whole thing starts off with fucking Jingle Bells, whatever the hell song it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember which
And
one
then it
is,
even
but-
ends, right? Like he screws that little bowl cute at the end of the house. That's the very last scene, right?
Yeah.
And they're all friends. They're all having Christmas. The dog runs in. It ends so sweetly.
It does.
Yeah. He's like, "Can I bring a friend?" Yeah, man. And a little fucking
I think your
Australian
daughter. I think
shepherd.
your daughter likes me.
Darlene Love played Murtaugh's wife.
I don't know who that is.
Darlene Love, famous singer
Okay.
from the 60s.
Yeah, I don't know if I know either.
I remember there was one shot in the house where I don't know if it was supposed to be because they did it for the camera, or they're supposed to make like his house being remodeled, but entire wall.
Oh yeah,
I looked at the kitchen,
in the kitchen.
was just busted open.
Yeah, but they don't mention a shit. I remember that too.
And
It's
it
like
was
they're
like-
making like a walk-up counter.
But it was like completely like the fucking drywall's all
Yeah.
exposed and ripped. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a clean job. It looked
Yeah.
like someone went in there with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, but they don't say anything and they don't show it again.
Yeah, I was like, did they just cut that part out of this house to get the camera to so you can look into the kitchen, or
Yeah,
that was supposed to
literally.
be in frame?
Literally, because
Or-
it's like a half a second shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're or are they just remodeling their house?
That
you
drew
know?
my attention too.
I think they could be just remodeling the house, and I think that probably there was more to it that they cut out, because this movie is pretty lean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There isn't a lot of extra.
It's pretty thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
too.
it.
No pun
Yes.
intended. Remember that was like the running joke with them. It's pretty thin. Where they kept talking about like the lead being a thin lead,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and then at one point Mel Gibson goes anorexic.
We've
Pretty thin, huh?
we've been
Anorexic.
wife and I have been watching a bunch of like British and Scottish and Irish and whatever, like mystery cop drama, that kind of shit. And one of them was one episode where they must have said the word "we," like WEE, we, about 50 times. It's like, why is it like, if you're writing a script, you might not want to repeat a word like over and over again, but thin in the same way.
Yeah.
It's like, not much to go on. A little bit of this, a little walk, a little whatever, a little run, a little.
There's like this underlying thing that they said to each other the whole movie.
like inside cop joke.
Yeah, to each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that was pretty thin.
And you got to wonder whether that was scripted or if it just came up in one
I think
scene.
it was
and
because they like lean on it at the very end. They like laugh about it.
So
I don't know.
this movie was directed by Richard Donner, who directed the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Also, The Goonies,
Ah.
which is, I think, why it's so fun.
Yeah.
And doesn't always totally make sense, but
It
you
knows
just
what
gonna
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
goes with it. Like the Goonies. The
Yeah.
Goonies wouldn't work now because they would try to make
They're
it
making
like
it.
too real.
They're making a new
It's
one.
going to probably suck ass.
Really? I bet you'll be all right. I have faith.
Yeah. Well, you know what is? We can go on a side quest, but what is good, what's fucking really good is
All
Skeleton
side
Crew.
quests.
Really? I was about to say.
Skeleton
so
Crew's fucking awesome.
I dug
love
in.
it.
I dug in last night to 2 episodes, and I liked it, but I felt like some of it felt too made for kids. Like
Yeah.
I think it's the first episode, maybe the second,
The
where
first
like
one's pretty heavily kiddie.
Yeah,
Then
we're
the
like-
second one kind of opens up.
where like the 2 kids are at school talking to each other. I'm like, dude, like
Yeah.
only my nephew would like I can't
Yeah.
like it's
I
like
think
2
it-
6-year-olds arguing for like a half hour, and I was like, what the fuck?
And
am
then
I?
they get-
I was like,
yeah.
am I a creep watching? Like, what is this? Feels like a kindergarten movie for a second, and then it does
it
open
opens
up
up.
to Jedis,
Yeah.
and it starts to get a little crazier.
Yeah, and then
who's that? Jude Law.
Yeah, Jude Law.
Yeah.
By the third one, you're like, okay, this is
more Star Wars.
Yeah, this is more
because they were at the kids' school, so I get it. But it felt even more childish than the Goonies for a second.
Yeah,
but maybe I'll keep digging. I'll give it 4 episodes.
Yeah, it's also funny because like, yeah, I know, I get what you're saying. It is more kiddie than Andor or some shit, right? But,
especially just beginning. Once they open the hatch,
then
it starts to get a little more normal.
Yeah.
And
it's good. Anyways, it's good.
It's not bad.
I've not watched any of it.
But it does have Goonies vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like the skeleton.
Yeah, and the
it's
4
worth
kids
watching
running
for
around.
sure.
It's not bad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I kind of got burned by the Acolyte.
I got burned by all of them.
That's far better than
I haven't
that.
watched a Marvel thing or a Star Wars thing. They burned me all. They burned me down. My favorite fucking movies.
What about Andor though? Did you watch
I
Andor?
saw some of it. It all just burned me. Even like Mandalorian season 2, I didn't like.
Did you know that this movie, Lethal Weapon, was Oscar nominated?
Yeah, that's what.
That's
what happened.
wild.
Yeah.
What action movie has ever been Oscar nominated in the last 10 years?
Yeah, probably nothing.
You know what I mean? Like they don't do that anymore. Now you have to have like
some artsy ass,
some bullshit.
I feel like one of the Mission Impossibles did.
Maybe.
Really?
Back then, maybe 90s.
What was the last Oscar? Was it fucking Joker?
No.
That was Best Actor.
I heard that new.
I meant
ones.
like Best Actor. I was thinking like Best Actor.
Oh, Best Actor. Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was Joker 1 was Joaquin, and then
everyone hated
one
2, huh?
Huh?
Everyone hated 2.
Well, they're saying it's the worst movie ever.
Everyone
made.
talk about 1 being the best movie ever, which I think is overrated, and then they talk about 2 being the worst movie ever.
Yeah. Yeah, the second one, even in Joaquin, I think they have that video of the person that does like the translating, like that can actually like read lips.
Yeah, and he's
like after the premiere,
he hates it.
he's talking to Lady Gaga, like talking about how awful that movie was.
She
like,
probably
at the
loved
premiere.
it. Fuck Lady Gaga.
She was kind of like, you should see her. She's like, what? I thought it was good.
Yeah, she's a fucking.
And he's
freak.
like, no, that thing was a piece of shit.
Well,
I do like Joaquin Phoenix, but I didn't love that first one, to be honest. I thought everyone acted like it was like the most brain-numbing, philosophical, psychological, and I'm like, dude, you guys are like...
It wasn't that deep.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
These people want to say that's their favorite movie to project that they're deep.
It was like
I'm deep. I'm self-aware.
It's an incel wonderland.
Yeah, kind of.
It was dumb.
And it was fine. I don't think it was terrible, but I don't think it was like these people acted like it explained their inner soul. You know,
that's not what I want though. Through like a Marvel property, or I mean a DC property type movie though.
I don't mind the idea of that, taking something like like a Star Wars or a Marvel.
I guess like the Penguin, right?
Right. Like I don't mind the concept of that, but you got to fucking knock it out of the park,
like they did with the Penguin.
Yeah, or even like the Batman trilogy, right? Like because Batman's supposed to be dark, but it's still a cartoon, and then they make it kind of real.
Jim, did you watch the Penguin?
Yeah, whole thing.
Yeah, you haven't watched it yet.
No, I still.
That's like honestly probably one of the best series I've ever seen.
I haven't even really seen the Pattinson movies like that either.
Pattinson, yeah.
How do you say his fucking name?
Pattinson.
Pattinson.
You got to watch the movie first if you're going to do it.
There's only one, right?
Yeah, there's only one.
But Pattinson's about to come out with another this year.
Next year.
Yeah,
like 2025, right?
25.
Oh, 26?
I think it's 26.
They're booting everything to 26. There was a hot lineup for like these style movies, like kind of the bro movies, all 25. And my Twitter's all like, oh, delayed to 26, like everything. I forgot exactly, but like a couple Star Wars, a couple Marvel-y. Oh, the Spider-Man one, I think. Yeah, a couple of things.
Spider-Man got moved.
A bunch of things kept getting booted.
I think Spider-Man moved. I think they're trying to resell the rights back to Marvel. I think
yeah,
Sony's
because this Craven movie
just
died.
Did it?
I heard it was
awful.
I heard it was worse than Joker 2.
Really?
They said it was slightly better than Madam Web, which was also awful.
People said
I didn't watch that either.
People said
they burned me, bro. I'm done.
Yeah, they're pretty bad right now.
I'll watch like the main ass ones. Like you bring me some, and then they just announced.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Secret Wars.
Bro, they just announced fucking Homeboys back in there too. Chris Evans, but not as Captain America.
Is he coming back as the Fantastic Four? No, because that's like someone else now.
Right? As they brought Iron Man back as a bad guy, who knows if we're going to head into a multiverse or whatever. They said Chris Evans coming back too, but also not Captain America. Now we're just fucking it up, man.
Well, because they just can't sell anything else.
Right. So they made up this multiverse so anything goes. I mean, they didn't make it up. Obviously,
Did
it's in the comics.
Did you guys ever watch the fucking, what was the vampire one with, what's his name? From 30 Days to Mars, whatever? 30 Seconds to Mars?
Isn't that
Morpheus. Did you guys ever watch Morpheus?
No. Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
That was also awful. Same universe, awful.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it either.
I watched like the first half, and it was like, how did this movie even get made?
But it's crazy because that character in the Spider-Man cartoons was really interesting.
It was pretty cool, yeah.
Morpheus is a vampire too, right?
Yeah.
He's like a Blade
He's a
type.
He's a vampire.
He's a daywalker.
Yeah, he's a daywalker.
In the cartoon, that was like the best part because then he starts fucking Mary Jane.
The Morpheus?
Yeah. In the cartoon.
Morbius?
I mean, not actually fucking because we're talking about a cartoon, but I think they started having a love interest. You'd rather.
Well, there's always something mysterious and sexy about a vampire man.
There's a triple X.
Who's writing these scripts? A bunch of horny women?
Yes.
They
It's a bunch of horny men is what it is.
yeah, horny gay man.
Oppenheimer won the Oscar.
I still haven't
2023.
seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
I need to
Cillian
brace
Murphy
myself.
won Best Actor for Oppenheimer.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it was
He's
great.
good.
I don't know if I'm ready to sit through that one.
He's a scarecrow, right?
He's Scarecrow. It's so good.
No,
it's
everyone
really,
says.
really good.
Yeah, I
need
need
to
to
watch
brace
it.
myself.
You would
Christopher
think it
Nolan, right?
Yeah, you would think it would be dry, and it's not.
Okay, I'll watch it.
And it's just a lot of not just a lot of texture to it, and a lot of shit. Really good.
I've never heard anything bad.
I mean, it's Nolan, right? So
I
it's
do
gonna
like
be
Nolan.
Shot phenomenally.
Sebas finally saw Interstellar.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, you went to IMAX.
it did
Yeah.
so well that they extended it.
The
another
biggest
week. Yeah.
IMAX remake ever.
I heard they were selling tickets on resale for it.
Making
Yeah.
bucks. Bro, I mean, it is fucking one of the best movies all time.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The drone stuff in there. Speaking of drones,
It was a film that New
remember the
Jersey.
drone crashes in that movie, right? Don't they find a drone? I haven't seen a movie in probably fucking 5 years,
Dude,
10
it's
years.
so good.
10 probably because it's been 10.
It hasn't been yet, but
Yeah.
I think I saw it once when it came out. And that was it.
No, that's another one I watch almost yearly.
Really?
Yeah. I love
I've
it.
watched it maybe one time since I saw it in the theater. I did not love it.
It's
Really?
kind of unsettling.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to embrace the aliens, boys. I'm very comfortable watching it. I'm ready for time travel and 12th dimensions. I'm ready for these drones to head over Sacramento. I'm hunting them.
Well, yeah, those drones, man, those are interesting.
I actually, on the sort of that kind of movie, I like The Arrival better.
I like The Arrival a lot, too.
Yeah.
The Arrival is less trippy, actually.
I still
Yeah.
want
They're
to
not
watch
talking
the new Alien.
dimensions. I think it's less real if you want to get into my weird head. I think Interstellar is very real, and that's why it's fucking us up. I mean, a lot of
Maybe.
physicists and stuff have already talked about multiple dimensions, obviously.
Yeah, oh, yeah. There's,
I think 12, 13.
an
one's-
infinite number, depending upon, like, every decision you make.
Isn't Nolan supposed to come out with a new movie like with I think Pattinson in it too? I think this year
Is
or
Nolan
next year.
the gay writer?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
putting Pattinson as a
he's like,
sexy
give me-
vampire.
Give me Leo.
Yeah.
Give me Leonardo. Give me Pattinson.
Yeah. Just making Pattinson a sexy
Give me Ba-
vampire
give me
in a
Bale.
12th dimension.
Give me Christian Bale.
True.
Give me all the hot guys.
I just,
Dude babes in all my movies.
back to Interstellar, I think that Inception's a better movie.
I like Inception a lot, too.
I think Inception is almost a perfect movie.
Yeah, I like Inception a lot. That's one of the handful of movies I saw multiple times in theaters.
Yeah, it was just like
You
the
seen Inception?
visuals.
Yeah, Inception next.
That
bro.
movie will
Visuals
warp
are
your
just
brain.
Well, same
fantastic.
thing. Well, and the story will warp your brain once you dig in. It's something you have to watch multiple times, kind of like in Interstellar to me, to understand what the fuck's going on.
The Interstellar, I had to I watched it and then I had to do some research.
Yeah, you
on,
need to read
what did
Pink
I watch?
Monkey.
Yeah, what was that one line I always laugh about? The Asian guy, can you deliver? And the guy- you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, I can't, but I can, or whatever the hell he says.
I don't remember.
That movie, Inception, and like the Batman movies are so done similarly. Like as far
Yeah.
as like the delivery of the lines,
Yeah.
the way it's shot, like
Yeah, and the music build up.
yeah, those movies are like you're like, oh, this is 100%.
But the music in them's insane, both Inception and
Yeah.
Interstellar.
Yeah.
Like the music's fucking crazy.
It's all, what's his name?
Hans?
Hans Zimmer.
Hans Zimmer, which Blade Runner 2049,
Yeah.
So we were talking about like
goated movie.
action movies that ended up being nominated for Academy Awards, and Avatar, the second Avatar movie was nominated.
Second? Not the
Second one?
first.
Didn't everybody say the second one?
First
ate
one was
shit?
the first one won, I think.
Yeah. Second one was okay.
I heard it was trash.
No, I don't think it was bad.
Really? I never even saw it.
The first one's another one that I saw twice in theaters.
I didn't see most of the movies for 21, so I don't even know Dune, which is not really an action movie exactly.
Yeah.
I've been watching that Dune Prophecy
I haven't
series.
started that yet. I heard it's pretty heavy.
It's heavy, yeah. It's maybe not the best movie I've seen. Series I've seen. It's good. It's not good like Penguin was good,
Yeah.
where it expands the world in a way that that seems real. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the expansion that the Penguin does for the Pattinson Batman world is pretty impressive.
1917 and 2019. There's a lot of action in that movie.
That's a war movie?
Yeah, it's
I never
the
saw
all
that
one
either.
shot war movie. Black Panther was nominated in 2018.
That was good.
The
That's-
first one.
Yeah,
First
that's
Black Panther? Yeah, that was a
that's
good
an
movie.
action movie.
That one's really good.
Dunkirk was nominated in 2017. That is a war movie.
Is that a homeboy?
Wasn't
Levin?
No, it's Nolan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nolan did
No, the
that.
actor.
Oh,
It's Inception Kid, right?
Which
Is
one?
it Jason Gordon-Levitt or whatever?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. Isn't he in Dunkirk? Or is it LaBeouf? It's one of those motherfuckers.
No, it's not. He's in Fury.
Fury.
He's in Fury.
That's what I was thinking of maybe. Dunkirk, I don't know who it is then. I thought it was maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Hacksaw Ridge was that? That was one other war movie.
That's a great movie.
Back to 15. Bridge of Spies was not a. That was a spy movie. Oh, Mad Max Fury Road. 2015. That's the last like legitimate action.
That's like the
movie.
Rocky IV of action movies. There's like one word in that movie.
I just watched like 20 minets of the newest one on like the airplane.
Furiosa.
Yeah. It was all right. I mean, I'm 20 minutes in, so I can't say. But
I've heard not good things about that movie.
just all of it just feels too much like the other one already, you know? I'm like, well,
Fury Road.
yeah, let's stir a little bit, you know? Fury Road, again, in theaters is
It was
another
fun.
one.
Oh, that's
in
a movie-
theaters, it's so fun, right?
Yeah.
Just the
Yeah.
music alone and like the rock stars half dead on a truck, you know? You're like, what the fuck?
I would love
on?
to see that like in the 4D chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
fucking Fury Road on the 40. That'd be
was
fucking
touching
tight.
your butt and stuff.
Yeah.
you get
Where
Danny
the- where the
Glover.
dead
Sand-
tits- There's not enough dead tits in this movie.
Yeah, sand getting thrown in your eyes.
Danny Glover smacking your ass. Have we all seen Gladiator 2 now?
No,
Okay.
I haven't. You saw it?
Saw it.
Yeah, I did
I'm
too.
a Gladiator guy. You
I
know?
am too, but I'm gonna
I-
wait. That's gonna be a wait for stream.
Yeah,
For me.
you could wait. I could say you could wait.
It takes me a lot, dude, to get to the theater.
I do love theaters, but nowadays it takes me a lot too. And yeah, I recommend waiting. I mean, it's good in theaters. I saw it in the IMAX shit, and so like the music was cool, but it's just not. The music doesn't hit like the first. The epicness of Rome doesn't hit like the first. The first, you're sitting there like, fuck, dude, Rome's cool, you know. And this one, it's cool, but
It seems like the shots were tighter. I guess you're not seeing
Yeah.
like the full expanse of
Yeah.
of
So
Rome.
there's like a big theater benefit then.
nah.
well,
Then-
yeah,
I think
about
always.
think about like Dune 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with the fucking the theater
in the
right?
IMAX where
Yeah.
I
It's like black
miss
and white and
I miss Gladiator 2 in IMAX. I saw it just on a regular big screen. And
Yeah, I
all
think
that
it's fine.
crazy one.
I would wait for home on this one, even though that dude looks like me. People say I'm him.
which
Paul
guy,
Mescal.
No, the
other
main
one.
dude.
I could see that.
Yeah, Paul Mescal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No, the other guy that looks like a younger Mescal. What are we thinking about? Are we talking about?
I'm thinking about
who we
Lucius.
talking about?
I'm talking about
Lu-
Lucius.
Lucius is Paul Mescal.
Okay, I'm thinking of Pedro Pascal.
That's what I'm
Oh
thinking
yeah,
about
yeah.
too.
Pedro Pascal is
Yeah.
in it. Yeah,
Yeah. They both look like each other in that movie, kind of.
Yeah, kinda.
A little bit.
Except they're not
Yeah.
supposed to be related.
White guys with beards.
No, he's like stepdad, right?
Stepdad ish. Except stepdad that he never lived with
Yeah.
and never even knew his mom was married to
Yeah.
until.
So not even a stepdad.
Or he's a
I
fake
guess
stepdad.
technically?
Yeah, technically. But I don't even know if they're married. They might just be fucking too. Who knows what marriage was
I
like back
think
then.
they're married. I mean, they have a fucking Roman villa together, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming they.
I don't know back then.
I-
Be
I-
fucking their Padawans and shit.
I just the thing I loved about that movie that didn't make any sense at all is that Lucilla has like a bat cave.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
I think because she showing like the tear between the Senate and her, you know, that
Yeah.
she's part of them but doesn't want to be part of them. She was good in it.
I heard one thing that kind of took me out of it.
Gladiator 1?
No, the second one.
Gladiator 2?
I heard in Gladiator 2 there's sharks in the
Yeah,
water
yeah.
in the fucking thing. I'm like, is this Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
But like there are rumors of crazy shit in the
They would fill it with
Colosseum.
water. I know that in real life.
one, like same idea, like they'd bring in lions and bears to fight these motherfuckers. I think they're just leaning in that probably too hard.
Okay, but heck, how they getting the shark there?
Well,
Look, man, they were
didn't. Like, and Ridley Scott would say, "Well, you can't prove it." It's like, well, yeah, that's true. I mean,
Okay, Ridley Scott.
yeah,
like an asshole.
Yeah, my biggest issue with that movie is
Did you just like lay on the Denzel?
he just
and,
sounds,
didn't
he
even
just sounds
try?
like Denzel. It's
Yeah,
Denzel.
I mean, he does just speak his.
Everybody else has.
He went Training Day.
Everybody, yeah, I thought he sounded like Training Day.
No,
Mike,
I think
Mike
he
didn't
took.
think so.
Yeah, I think he took away some of his.
It takes you out of it.
No, I don't. He didn't take me out of it crazy. He does speak like American English, but I think he did a good job of like making it like Yeah, less Denzel for sure.
He's doing like the my man.
No,
my
yes,
man.
he didn't say ma. He didn't drop one of them.
King Kong. Oh man.
Yeah, he didn't say that.
I felt like he wanted to though.
No, he for sure, because that's he's got passion.
He probably did, and they just had to Denzel stop.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
using that.
Yeah.
Let me try one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him do it. Okay.
I don't
Hey,
scratch
doesn't
my
fit.
head unless it itches. I don't dance if I hear music. I will not be intimidated.
Oh my god.
Best
Okay.
football coach all time,
Yeah, he was.
Coach Boone.
Coach Boone. We are the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Remember
the
the Titans. Not
Best-
we are.
best coach
Remember
all time.
the Titans.
Which one is the We Are? We Are something.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
got those
football
mixed
movie
up.
that's We Are something. I don't remember what it is.
Marshall.
We Are Marshall. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, about the plane.
We don't usually do this, but if you were gonna, and I know they made a series of this that was not good. They made a TV series out of Lethal Weapon that was not good. But if you were gonna remake this movie now, which two actors would you choose for it?
Modern day.
Modern day.
God.
I mean, the easy pick is young childish Gambino, right?
Yeah.
You take his kid and make him one of the dads. He's a decent actor, and he could kind of play that role. For the white dude,
The Mel Gibson role, that's a tough one.
I don't
You
know.
can insert you can insert a lot of people to the Glover role.
But his kid, right? Like his kid makes sense. I'm trying to think of like the dad type guys right now, or even the Mel Gibson role.
Mel Gibson role is the tough one because who's
crazy.
I mean,
like
there's
he's got that crazy energy.
Yeah.
You notice that Mel Gibson's character Riggs did a lot of Three Stooges shit.
Yes, he was
It's
watching
because,
it.
It's because Mel Gibson is way into the Three Stooges, or at least was then.
I used to have the VHSs as a kid. I liked the Stooges
I was into
too.
Stooges as a kid a lot. I don't know why.
They were silly and stupid.
Yeah, we just rent like 5 of them from Blockbuster and
Yeah.
just bang them out.
Yeah, I had those in maybe like what's his name from Top Gun? The younger the Goose's son from he did the Godfather series.
Weren't we just talking about him? Another episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he
How
could
he
do
kind
it.
of fell off. He's a little less goofy, but he could maybe do
I
it.
think he could do it.
Who's Baby Driver?
I didn't see Baby Driver.
You should see Baby Driver.
What
You
the
might
heck's
like
his
it.
name?
Baby Driver might be able to do it.
Miles Teller.
Miles
You're
Teller.
thinking Miles Teller.
Oh, you can put Miles Teller there.
I'm thinking Ansel Elgort.
Oh,
What's he look like? He kind of looks like the guy they used in the series.
That looks a little more familiar.
it might have been Ansel Elgort in the
No.
series. Oh, yeah.
I think Ansel could do it because Baby Driver has a little bit of goofy in there. He's like dancing kind of goofy. I mean, Shia might have a shot. He's a little old
Oh
now.
fuck, Shia could kill it. But he's
Shia's-
too old now.
I don't know, though, because Shia's probably our age, right? Maybe a hair older. He might be 40.
You might be 40.
I think Shia would be a chance.
Shia has a chance. Or
I think he's our age. Let's see.
Yeah.
38. I think Shia could pull it.
What about Spider-Man?
Yeah, see, everyone's going to go like, yeah, him or like.
The first Spider-Man.
I heard Homeboy's tight. Now, I want to apologize publicly. Chalamet, I've talked a lot of shit on you, bucko, but I heard he did a recent interview with Theo, and everyone's like, damn, this kid's tight. Like, I heard stories that in the early Call of Duty days, he would make custom controllers and like try to sell controllers online and had a YouTube channel and shit. Like, he's tapped in. So
I've always been a Timothy fan. So.
I wasn't like not a fan, but I did talk shit on him, so I'm sorry,
I'm a
little
big
guy.
big Dune fan.
I like Dune. I do
When
like
he busted
Dune.
out the Beyblade at his photo, like for the red carpet, did you see
I
that?
saw that,
He
yeah.
busted out the Beyblade.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
Like,
like,
I
okay,
think
this
he's
dude
tapped
gets
in.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
think he's
gets
tapped
it.
in. He made a phase reference on there and shit. Yeah, like I think he's in.
Yeah.
Clayne Crawford played Martin Riggs in the TV series of Lethal Weapon. I've never heard of him before.
Well, he's because that's probably the last thing he did.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know.
It's 3 seasons, which is never a good sign.
What? There were 3 seasons of that?
Well, they probably signed a 3-season deal.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
to
Really?
begin with.
And they shot it all at once.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I don't know who the white dudes are, that are like fun and goofy like that.
It's tough. Like
Tough because he's like kind of goofy. Like I said, like kind of Woody Harrelson. Like he's kind of a badass, but he's kind of goofy. He's kind of crazy.
Could you do Gosling?
Ryan could probably pull it off.
He's
pretty
too old
good
though.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But he looks youngish.
You could do Gosling.
What's he supposed to be in this movie? 30?
38.
38.
Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
Oh, then Gosling could. Gosling's probably 40. Gosling might be like 42.
I don't know. His face is going.
What's that movie he did where he's like the autistic assassin?
Barbie?
No. Yes, probably, yes.
That's a Barbie movie that I probably would have enjoyed more.
They're making Barbie too. I watched Barbie and I just did.
The first one crushed. Remember it was going up against
did you
Oppenheimer?
Did you see it?
No.
I saw it because it's whatever free now, and it's not it. Like, and I'm really open-minded, man. I'm down to see like, hey, this isn't my style, but this is good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That was made by the Sacramento director.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig. Yeah.
Greta Gerwig, yeah.
The little St. Francis chick,
Yeah.
right?
Now she's doing Narnia movies for Amazon.
I could do a new Narnia.
Yeah, she's
Because
doing.
like the first ones are all right, but Narnia's got like Lord of the Rings potential. If you get like the right
that's
folks
why.
in there,
Yeah, that's why they're having her do it.
that could be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Lord of the Rings for them shit the bed.
Oh, some people said
second season did better.
No,
and it was better.
I think the real Lord of the Rings heads I know, like shout out Simon and some of these motherfuckers, say it's good.
Dude, I watched them both seasons.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
Are you reading the lore like that?
I read the first, like the main books, yeah.
No, like my buddy Simon's like a head.
No, I'm not like
Like
a head,
you are
no.
with like Star
No,
Wars and shit.
no, I'm not
He's
that.
like that with Lord of the Rings, and he even said like, it ain't bad. I didn't dig in because it came out during House of Dragons.
Oh, I watched every bit of it, and I liked it.
It's better than the first season for sure, but it still drags.
It's a little on the slow side. Yeah, it's the same problem I'm having with this Dune series. It's just slow.
Yeah, the show.
It's slow. And there's so much new lore to it too that it's kind of hard to.
I thought they discontinued the Lord of the Rings.
No, I think they picked her back up.
Really?
Yeah, I think they picked her
No,
back up.
they had a set number of season order.
Mm.
They invested $1.5 billion
Yeah,
into.
Yeah, the licensing was
Yeah.
a huge deal. They're supposed to make a video game to go with it.
Well, allegedly, what's his
Amazon.
name's a huge fan. Bezos.
Bezos
Was like a diehard.
Yeah,
So he's like, yeah, whatever you need.
yeah. I mean, they were supposed to make a huge video game, Amazon Gaming, but they never pulled it through. They're supposed to be sick. I think Narnia will be good though, because Gerwig's talented enough, but Narnia just has so much potential.
Yeah, no.
Like it's a cool story. It's a cool story. It's very fantasy. It could be very visual if they get some good music in
I
there.
tried really hard to get into Wheel of Time. Did you guys watch that?
I did not watch that one.
The first season was super good, and then the second one just made no sense.
Yeah.
And it's hard to follow because there's so many. It's like, Game of Thrones had a lot of people to follow, but somehow it wasn't that hard to keep track.
Yeah, once you dug in, you can at least recognize faces. There's so many names, but you know what's going on.
Yeah, maybe it's just because it's so new and I don't know. It was just all over the place. It feels very like Lord of the Rings. It feels like exactly the same as that, but harder to track.
Yeah.
It's shot the same. It's done the same. It's Amazon too.
Lord of the Rings is kind of like the first Game of Thrones in a sense, where like there's 20 stories you're following simultaneous, but they don't really intersect all the time.
The Wheel of Time is interesting. It has potential for sure, but it's hard to track because there is no background lore to it that I'm aware of. There might be books for it. I have no fucking clue. My introduction to it was the show, but I don't know.
So I'm just going to say we'll just get behind Miles Teller. And if you guys have ideas, you can – we don't talk about the fact that there's a YouTube version of this show, but if you can go on YouTube and in the comments of the YouTube version, you can tell us who you think would be
the white dudes.
A Martin Riggs for the 21st century.
Who's like our action guy? Like Stratham's too old now. Like who is the action guy?
They don't make action movies anymore.
Yeah, Teller, I guess, because of the new Top Gun.
Yeah.
Which came out 4 years ago now?
Yeah, Glenn Powell's too nice. So.
Yeah, what's like the coolest, newest action movie? Dune.
Yeah.
That's not even action, though.
The second
it's a drama.
one. The second one kind of is.
Kind of.
I don't know, most recent Mission Impossible that flopped.
Yeah, we ain't throwing Tom Cruise in this. Don't ruin my movie, you little midget.
Cruise could play a Riggs, though.
Probably.
He could, well, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, jumping on the couch, Katie Holmes era Tom Cruise could have played Martin Riggs.
Yeah, Scientology Tom.
Yeah, Riggs, that's a tough role to fill with modern acting, right?
I think that's why so many of the like name actors of the time turned it down. Because like, well, this tough. And I mean, obviously they did obviously they didn't do all their stunts, but they did a lot of it themselves.
Like Bruce Willis would have done that. I'm sure he probably was offered
Same
it, but he was like,
time,
I
same
can't. I
era.
got this Die Hard thing coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or was probably shooting at the same time.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't. No, it's on. It's on.
It's on. We can hear you.
Jim Halpert?
Oh,
I don't even know who that is.
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Oh, yeah. He's the Fantastic Four.
He's kind of too grounded.
Yeah, I think he's.
But
too,
maybe he could. He's got the skill. I like that though. That's not bad. It's better than anything I can think of right now. Besides,
but he's also in his 40s too, isn't he?
yeah, but he's
38. I mean,
but he's-
38's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he looks young. He looks pretty good.
His whole thing though is that he's so grounded compared to everybody else at all times on any show he's on.
He's the straight man.
yeah.
Who's the other Ryan? Reynolds is a little old,
Reynolds is old.
but like Deadpool.
Like
right?
Reynolds
Ryan
would have
Re-
been
Ryan
great
Reynolds would do it
Right?
like 10 years ago.
10
Yeah.
years ago if there was no Deadpool.
But even still,
Yeah.
like they
He
could
would have
dye.
been amazing.
They could like grow and dye his hair out. You know, he's just a little gray. I think his face could still rock 38. Like he's in pretty good shape.
He could play.
He's
he
probably
could play late 30s.
What do you think he really is? 45, 46?
Ryan Reynolds,
Reynolds, I
probably
think
45.
he's 45, 47.
Yeah,
something
I
like
mean
that.
that to 38 is not that crazy in movie.
No, he could play 40. You could play late 30s.
Yeah, yeah, he might be the dude.
He would totally work.
Yeah, he
For
might be
that.
the dude.
Are we gonna watch that? The what's it called? Movie that came out recently. I know it's like very Christmas. Red One or whatever.
Oh Christ.
The Rock? No,
I
I'm
feel like
out.
It's
we
only
almost
in
have
theaters
to.
too, right? Or is it on?
No, it's on Amazon.
It's on
Yeah,
Amazon
it's
now?
Amazon. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done
It's,
with
No
The
Red
Rock.
One. Chris Evans, The Rock.
Yeah, I'm done with both of them. I think.
I'm never going to be done with Chris Evans, but I'm always going to be done with The Rock.
Chris Evans just plays his. I think I talked about this last time. But he just plays the character from Not Another Teen Movie, like
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
All right, so let's rate this mother. I'm going to give Rocky 4 0 anythings, just
Dang.
since we're not really
Poor Rocky.
so terrible. Oh my God, it's a bad movie. I will say for this one, I want to go very upfront with this movie. I want to go one of the early images in this movie, baby doll nightgowns.
I don't know if I remember it.
The girl, the naked girl at the beginning of this movie is wearing a baby doll nightgown.
Oh, you mean just a nightgown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
baby doll nightgowns are like short and
The short ones.
Yeah,
Nightgowns.
I've never heard that. I was thinking like a literal doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's kind of where it comes from. But yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking dead tits. How many pairs?
That's where I thought you were
How many
going.
pairs of hooters? Yeah.
When you said opening
Yeah.
scene, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, we're
how
going.
many hooters we
we're
got?
Going,
Yeah.
we're going natural heavies.
Yeah, or cocaine straws.
I don't want to think
Cocaine
about.
lines.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about fractional breasts. I think
Yeah.
that's me. I just don't want to.
Yeah, you can vote in pairs. It could actually be a
Mel Gibson.
10 stars,
Mel Gibson ass cheeks.
yeah. They're good cakes. He's got the lion's mane hair. Lion's mane. I kind of want that haircut now.
The
No
haircut
lie.
was crazy.
Yeah, really
he
good.
had great hair.
All right, if we're going gowns, dead tit gowns. Honestly, I might give it like a 4.65.
It is
4.65.
good.
Yeah, I
It is
liked
good.
it. I did like the movie. I didn't think I would, because Die Hard didn't really call to me the same as this for some reason. Die Hard was like fine.
There's more depth to this movie.
This is a lot more to
It's just
this
like the
movie, period,
banter's funny,
Yeah.
There's like more quirky funny that I like. Where Die Hard is just shoot 'em up, which is cool too. But that's why I don't like a lot of James Bonds, the newer ones. They just shoot 'em up, and even John Wick didn't like. I liked it, but I don't love it because it's just so much shooting. This had more little funny moments to it.
The not to interrupt the whole flow, but the Die Hard thing about this movie was the very end where the bad guy, you think the bad guy has been either killed or captured, and he turns and he's got a gun and he's shooting at the heroes.
Yeah.
That
the last
same
scene.
thing,
Yeah.
same exact scene.
Yeah. But yeah,
You think it's over, but it's not over.
It's not over.
We're gonna do fake jujitsu in a lawn.
Yeah,
We never talked about when he shot the smiley face into the target from across the gun range.
yeah.
that was great.
That was a couple of things.
It's
Also,
really-
wait, real quick.
Yeah,
Why was there another suicide jumper? Like what was
always the whole thing had to do with suicide.
the?
Yeah.
There
It really
was
did.
another jumper.
Yeah, it really
yeah.
did. He just cuffs him to him. That
and
was
then he
funny
cuffs
too.
him and they jump onto that giant
Smoking
tarp.
cigs together.
If you look really closely at that scene when he jumps and takes the other guy with him, the rubber handcuffs break.
Of course they
That's
did.
funny.
And then when you see them in the big air mattress thing, they're on because
Yeah.
obviously they didn't do the jump.
They
Get
put
this guy off me. He's
Yeah,
crazy.
they didn't have the balls that the chick at the beginning of the movie did to actually do the jump themselves.
No wonder the union had to get so involved in these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Routinely
everyone's
put actors and
yeah.
actresses in harm's
Wild.
way.
breaking their backs.
I'll pop over a 4.5 for sure for this
Yeah.
one. It was great. It was fun. I'd never watched it like straight through like that ever. It's only been like 5-10 minute pieces of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the story was fun. It was way more unhinged than I thought it was. I didn't realize how unhinged this movie was.
Yeah.
It's very unhinged. Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4, 5, 4, 7, 4, 7.
Yeah.
4, 7. Yeah. So just good, and it launched a franchise. It made millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, besides like Star Wars, it's probably my best movie I've seen from the 80s. I just don't like 80s shit, you know?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, if the 80s shit we're talking about is Rocky 4, I do not like it. But that's got to be the most 80s movie made in the 80s.
Yeah, it's very.
It was very 80s.
Yeah, he's got a big old glow up in it. It's all
I fell
jacked.
asleep like before the very, very like last 10 minutes last night. I watched that part this morning. And then I remember waking up in the middle of the night and Terminator 1 was on.
Yeah.
And then I fell back asleep and then Aliens versus Cowboys was on. I'm
Yeah,
like, what is
just all of
fucking
it.
going on?
Aliens vs. Cowboys. What a movie.
That movie should have been good, and it was not.
I know.
I didn't realize Harrison Ford was in that.
No, Harrison Ford pops up in every like random sci-fi
I didn't
movie
know
now.
he was in that at all. I
Yeah.
thought it was all marketed through fucking what's his name?
And Homegirl. Oh yeah, Craig.
Daniel
whatever.
Craig.
Daniel
But
Craig.
who's the Homegirl? She was like the it chick for a second.
I don't know. I never.
Uh,
Emily Bloom? No. Emily Blunt? Am I way off?
Maybe? I don't know.
Aliens versus Cowboys.
sorry, I threw us on a fucking crazy. I just remember
No, it's
waking
good.
up to fucking T1.
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde.
She was like
yes.
the it chick for a second.
And now she's a director.
Yeah.
I don't know if she acts
just
very
aged
much
out.
anymore, but she's a director.
Oh, she's only 40.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she I can't remember what it was that she directed. Just like I think she
A lot of women directors
I
right
think
now.
last year I think she
Yeah.
was nominated or something.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got, Dean? Where can they find you?
You know, at DeanSource.ck at Kevin and Kilos.
Ladies and gentlemen, new episodes every Wednesday. 3sb.co for all your clothing needs. Third Street Barbell, Sacramento, California. I'll see you there. And I'm Silent Mike.
Seabass, test your mic. Tell us.
Sebastian on IG, Sebastian _Brambila.
I don't know why it's so quiet. Anyway, we'll just it's in the notes. If you really want to like find him, that's where he is. I am at the Jim McD on all the social media. This show is 50% facts for percentage of word, and 50 is just numbers. 50% facts is a Spreaker podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network. And we'll talk to you next time.